2 decades ago, an unthinkable crime changed David's life forever and made national news. It's a story many remember, and a story many wished just wasn't true.
6-year-old David Rothenberg was burned and almost killed in this Buena Park motel room. He remains a patient at the UC Irvine Medical Center with third-degree burns over 90% of his body. His father, Charles, is charged with attempted murder and arson. His mother, Marie Rothenberg, flew out from New York immediately after the fire and has remained here. Since David has regained consciousness, he has begun to wonder what happened to him and how it happened.
David had asked me what kind of accident he was in this week, and I had mentioned to him that he was in a very, very bad fire. And he asked me how the fire started, and I told him I didn't know. It could have been electrical, I wasn't sure, so then he asked me to ask his daddy, because his daddy was with him. And he was concerned that, he asked me if there were any other babies hurt, and I said no, that he was the only little boy hurt.
For the first 2 years of my life, my father was in prison for forging checks. During that time, my mother divorced him. When he got out of prison, the custody battle ensued. At a certain point, my father decided that if he wasn't going to have me, nobody would. My father poured kerosene all over me. I know that he gave me a sleeping pill, that's all I remember, and then lit a match and went across the street and called the police. It was like having 1,000,000 9-inch nails just put into every area of your body. I had burns over 90% of my body. I had, I think, a 20% chance of living past 48 hours, but I overcame those odds, and as the days went by, those odds went higher and higher. I said to myself, I'm going to live, I'm going to live, I'm going to live. He wanted to take me away from my mother, but I'm strong. I don't go down for nobody. They had to put skin grafts over pretty much every area of my body, but I'm glad that I'm alive, I'm glad that I didn't miss living, and that is wonderful enough for me. I'm an artist. I work on art at the Eden Arts Gallery and Studio at the Arts Factory. I want to bring people my experiences, my loves, my fears, my emotions.
The strength of Dave is in the spark that he has. He paints out his emotions into his paintings, and it has a lot of layers, it has a lot of depth, it has a lot of personality of himself.
He's a phenomenal human being, and I feel very honored to know him.
You can't be but absolutely inspired by his courage and the optimism that he has.
My obstacles, my experiences, my life, I want to showcase it to the world, and that's what I'm doing through my art.